go. Oh, is everybody ready? Two, check. Did my vestibule. All right, renal capsule or fibrous capsule, the dark brown shell, okay? And then two areas of the kidney, two regions. This peach area here is the cortex, renal cortex. Where these pink triangles are, this area or region here is the renal medulla. This funnel-like structure, and I will say funnel, is the renal pelvis. This passageway here is the ureter, okay? So this is the renal artery, renal vein. This is the segmental artery or lobar artery. And unfortunately, we don't have a segmental vein or lobar vein, even though it's right there, but you don't have to worry about it. This red vessel is the interlobar artery. It's between two pyramids, and the part of the pyramid plus the peach in between makes a lobe. So that's why it's between the lobes. So interlobar artery, interlobar vein. And then it arches, so this is the arcuate artery, arcuate vein. And then the spikes could be called one of two things: the interlobular artery or interlobular vein, or the cortical radiate, they radiate out into the cortex artery or vein, cortical radiate artery or vein, okay? These, I mentioned before, these pink triangles are called pyramids. The tip of the triangle is the papilla. The bottom here is the base. And then this passageway here is a minor calyx, as is this. Major calyx I'm going to ask on small kidney. This model, by the way, is 12 points. It's a big one. So we take a piece of this and we expand it, and here we go. So you still see some renal capsule or fibrous capsule. This red vessel is the same as this red vessel here. So it's the interlobular artery, interlobular vein, or cortical radiate artery, cortical radiate vein. These balls here are the renal corpuscles. This is the arcuate artery, arcuate vein. And then this fishnet vessels here are the peritubular capillaries, peritubular capillaries. We're going to take a piece of this and expand it again and put it here. And again, these balls now, instead of being red, they're kind of magenta. These are renal corpuscles. And this is a nephron. This is a nephron. A nephron's like a ball and chain. So the renal corpuscle is the ball, the chain is the tubule that follows after it, okay? So this nephron that's mainly in the cortex is the cortical nephron, okay? These nephrons that go deeper is the juxtamedullary nephrons. So we have more cortical nephrons than juxtamedullary nephrons because we have more area for nephrons to fit in the cortex than deeper. Okay, so 80% of our nephrons, or 85% of our nephrons are cortical nephrons. Okay, so let's do the parts of the nephron. So this again is the renal corpuscle. This green passageway here that's closest to the renal corpuscle is the proximal convoluted tubule, or you could abbreviate PCT. And then the filtrate goes down. So this is the descending limb because the fluid goes down, and then it goes up, ascending limb. So this hairpin turn like this is the loop of Henle, or you can call it the nephron loop. Okay? This bandage color passageway is the distal convoluted tubule, or the DCT. So if you called this the PCT, I'd give you a half point for CT. All right? This lighter color beige passageway is the collecting duct. Now we're going to take this ball and split it open. So we're taking the renal corpuscle and we split it open, and here we have it. So these cells, these pink flower cells plus these cells are called the Bowman's capsule or the nephron capsule. So the renal corpuscle is made up of two things, the Bowman's capsule, and the second thing is these capillaries called the glomerulus. Okay? So this is the afferent arteriole, this is the efferent arteriole, and then part of the distal convoluted tubule comes up close in proximity with the the renal corpuscle and has these specialized cells here. So if you see like this bandage coming up closer to this ball, this is what we're representing here, okay? So these cells are specialized cells. They're very sensitive to salt. So if it's too salty, that means the urine's going too fast. If it's not enough salt, if it's too diluted, that means the urine's going too slow. It's like the quality control check for urine. So these cells, these purple line cells, are called macula densa cells. The other cells you need to know are the pink daisy cells with the blue center. And I actually call them that on the test. Pink daisy cells with blue centers. These are the podocytes. These are the podocytes. So remember, the podocytes plus these cells are Bowman's capsule, and these are the capillary of the glomerulus. Okay? That's 12 points. So, adrenal gland. This is the adrenal artery and the adrenal vein. This is the renal arteries and renal vein. This funnel-like structure here is the renal pelvis. Now, if you notice, two pyramids are sharing one passageway. This is a major calyx, okay, where two pyramids or more share one passageway. Where this passageway here, it's one pyramid, one passageway, it's a minor calyx. Again, this is the renal cortex, the renal capsule, the renal medulla, and then the pyramids are the triangles. The papillae is the point of the pyramid where the base is the bottom of the pyramid. This is the ureter, and this indentation is the hilus or the hilum. This is our friend, the pancreas combo model. I think this is 6 or 7 points. But you're looking at the back end. So this is the left kidney, the left adrenal gland, left ureter, left renal vein, left renal artery. This is the right kidney. This is the right renal artery, right renal vein. The adrenal glands. This is the right adrenal gland, right adrenal arteries, right adrenal vein. Left adrenal gland, left adrenal artery, left adrenal gland. And again, the indentation is the hilus or the hilum. On the larger models, remember this old torso is 12 points, and the digestive system, the urinary system, as well as the reproductive system are all on this model. So the right kidney, the right adrenal gland, the right renal artery, the right renal vein. This lighter color passageway is the ureter, the right ureter. Left kidney, left ureter, left adrenal gland, left adrenal vein, left renal vein, left renal artery, and the left ureter. Or I'm sorry, yes, the left ureter. Now, a lot of people think, oh, then this must be the urinary bladder. This is a girl. This is actually the uterus. Don't confuse the uterus with the urinary bladder. So here's the uterus. This is the urinary bladder. This is her front. This is her back. This is the urinary bladder. This is the urethra. This is the vagina. This is the external urethral orifice where the urine evacuates the body. New torso. Again, this is the right kidney and the right renal artery and vein. Now in green, these are the ureters. Again, this is a sigmoid colon. This is the urinary bladder. And inside of it, you see the rugae. The stomach also has rugae. And the vagina also has rugae. Little man, right kidney, right adrenal gland, right renal vein, right renal artery, left kidney, left renal vein, left renal artery, left adrenal gland, left adrenal vein, and then these are the ureters. in the repro models, and we'll be covering these again, this is the female, this is her front. So this is the mons pubis, here's the pubic symphysis, right? This is the front. So this is the urinary bladder, this is the urethra, this is the external urethral orifice. This is the uterus. So don't confuse this with the urinary bladder. Some, especially boys, do this. So this is the vagina. That's a different passageway, okay? This is the rectum and the anal canal. Now, the male reproductive tract, oh, okay, I won't change places since you're situated. The male reproductive tract, their urethra has 3 different names, like Moore's Mill, okay? So, but they don't have a uterus to confuse you with the urinary bladder. So here's the urinary bladder. And then the urethra, coming down from it, is passing through the prostate gland. So that's called the prostatic urethra. If you just write urethra, you get a half point. And then it passes through this red area, which is skeletal muscle. That's your urogenital diaphragm that holds your innards up. Okay, so when you exercise that and do the Kegel exercises, that's what you're exercising. Okay, so when the urethra passes through the red zone here, then it's the membranous urethra. Membranous urethra. And then when it says it hits the penis, it's the penile urethra or the spongy urethra. The penile urethra or the spongy urethra. And again, the external urethral orifice is where the urine evacuates from the body. That was fun.